Kia ora tātou, ko Debbie Grant tōku ingoa. I'm here today to share some ideas about music using the theme of Tawhirimatea, the god of the wind. Let's start off with a song. Tawhirimatea, tearing through the trees. Tawhirimatea, whipping up the seas. Rumbling in the chimney, rattling at the door. Tawhirimatea, hear me roar. Okay, using that song, you can teach the children line by line, and then you can do lots of things with it. You could add an accompaniment using tuned instruments and percussion instruments. We could also add in some sound effects. So let's start by adding in percussion instruments with tirako. We can come up with rhythm using some of the words like hear me roar, hear me roar. Tawhirimatea, tearing through the trees. Tawhirimatea, whipping up the seas. Rumbling in the chimney, rattling at the door. Tawhirimatea, hear me roar. Okay, you might like to also have another group who are doing a little accompaniment using a G and a C, C and G. You might like to play it as a chord together. Or you might like to play it as a broken chord. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, here we go. Tawhirimatea, tearing through the trees. Tawhirimatea, whipping up the seas. Rumbling in the chimney, rattling at the door. Tawhirimatea, hear me roar. Okay, so once you have those three things going, one group singing, one group playing glockenspiels or xylophones using the beat, and another group using tirako or percussion instruments with one of the some of the lyrics from the song to make a little rhythm, you've got a lovely little pattern there. And of course you change the children around the group so they get to do each part, the singing, the tuned instrument and the percussion instrument. Something else that you can do with the song is to create an ostinato or a layered rhythmic pattern using the language from the song. So we have Tawhirimatea. We can make a rhythm with that. Tawhirimatea, 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 Tawhirimatea. You might like to have another group chanting, hear me roar, hear me roar, hear me roar, hear me roar. A third group might like to sing, tearing through the trees, tearing through the trees, tearing through the trees, tearing through the trees. So each group chants their rhythmic pattern. After that, you might like to put it onto the body and create a body percussion for each group. You might like to do Tawhirimatea, Tawhirimatea. The people doing hear me roar might like to go hear me roar, hear me roar. The people doing tearing through the trees might like to do tearing through the trees, tearing through the trees. So you get the children to create their body percussion. Once they've done that, they can take the words away and do their sequence, saying the words in their head, but doing their body percussion. Finally, you can take it to an instrument, a percussion instrument like tirako. Or you might like to do it with a partner. Hear me roar, hear me roar. Oh, sorry, hear me roar, hear me roar, where partners touch rako together. So there's lots of possibilities of using rako, tirako, as a percussion instrument with this song. Finally, a really good idea is to, of course, create some sound effects using Tawhirimatea as our inspiration. Tawhirimatea, god of the wind, you might like to start by creating a rainstorm using your body percussion. So we might start first of all with shh. Have the children standing in a circle and you start the sound and then have the children build onto it like a cannon or a Mexican wave where each student joins on until you're all making that sound, and then change it to the next sound. After the wind, the te hau, shh, you want to start some light rain. And then when everyone's doing it, you might start clicking faster. And then you might start tapping. And then clapping. And then clapping louder and harder. And then add the stamping until you've created a sound effect rainstorm as a class. And then make it subside, make it go away. And you're changing from loud dynamics to quiet dynamics. Another thing that you can do is utilize natural materials or found sounds such as newspaper to create sound effects, such as, in the same way, everybody starts flapping, wind, soft rain, little flick, start doing it faster. Utilising a resource like a simple resource as a piece of newspaper can create an amazing sound effect for a rainstorm. Finally, you can go through the different sections of the rainstorm and create graphic notation or little pictures to represent each sound. Then you can split the class into groups for each sound and have them represent the sound either using instruments or the body percussion or the newspaper. You could have a student come up and be the conductor, pointing to the different areas. Or you could even create a soundscape. So have fun with the ideas and enjoy. Kia ora.